Hi everybody, it's me Jill and welcome to Jill Informed. This is the recap of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 10, Episode 13, There's No Place Like Rome. This episode begins 30 minutes after the dinner, the Inquisition. In Kyle's suite, we have the unholy quartet of Kyle, Teddy, Erica, and Lisa Rinna. And Sutton is also there. Kyle's like, do you believe Brandy? And Teddy nods her head, and Erica said, well, Brandy Glanville is either one huge-ass liar or Denise is covering her bases like crazy. Both. I think both is true. Rinna, oh my God, in the acting job of her life, says, I don't know, guys, I am tortured with this. Yeah, right. Oh, just tortured. Over in Garcelle's suite, we have Garcelle, Denise, and Dorit. Yeah, Dorit is flirting with the good side, making some good choices this season, I think, so far. Anyway, Denise is like, oh, I can't believe this. Are you f***ing joking? Dorit's like, it was a huge bomb. Side note, few of you guys have pointed out to me that Dorit no longer has her Dorit accent, but if you think that's going to stop me, think again. Guys, I will always speak like this when I'm doing Dorit. I can't give that up. I'm sorry. So then Garcelle said, yeah, it was a huge bomb for you and us. So now what do? Denise goes, I don't know. This is slander. And Garcelle's like, all right, so you didn't really do it. And she's like, no. And she goes, and Brandy's not going to come up with some text or some kind of proof? Denise emphatically says, absolutely not, no. So back in Satan's den, Kyle, I don't even care about them sleeping together. Then why say it on camera? Because that's the part that is going to hurt her children or her marriage. And I know before you tell me that it was already on camera when Brandy Glanville said it, I would like to say this. Two wrongs don't make a right, and that every time it gets brought up on camera is another opportunity to cause pain to her children. And two, I don't really know what the facts are, but it has been brought to my attention that it is entirely possible that the scene with Brandy telling them in Kyle's bedroom was actually filmed after they went to Rome. Now, I do not know if this is true or not. I mean, it's an interesting allegation. It certainly means that Teddy was the first one to say it on camera then. See, here's the thing. Brandy had to have told them before Rome. I think what the allegation is that, yes, Brandy did tell them, but it wasn't caught on camera. And so they were going to confront her on the trip, and they had to shoot it in front of the cameras. So that's why that whole scene felt very staged, strange, weird. As some of you guys pointed out, Brandy was mic'd even though she was in the car and supposedly just going to have dinner with Kim. Kim was just going to run upstairs and quickly drop off a dress and come back down again, yet Brandy was all mic'd up and ready to go. That all felt suspicious. I do know in general that these shows have to kind of sometimes redo a scene for whatever reason. The sound wasn't right, or the lighting, or whatever. I know that happens. I've also caught continuity differences at different times. I've talked about that before. There was a Jersey scene with Jackie and I believe Dolores, and she had a necklace on half the time she didn't. It kept appearing and reappearing. So you knew that the scene was shot more than once, which feels a little weird to know that. But I don't know. I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't know. It's possible they shot the scene and then something happened to the footage and they had to reshoot it after Rome. I don't know. Either way, the part that doesn't concern anybody, I guess other than Brandy, is the part that should not have been said in the first place or repeated. So for Kyle to now say, if they slept together, that doesn't even concern me. I don't care about that, is even more disgusting then. Seriously, why didn't you just stick to the parts that Brandy told you that were against you guys? Like Denise said this about Teddy and Erica, and why didn't you just stick to that part of it if you really didn't care? That was about it for that night. Then the next morning, Sutton comes to each of their hotel room doors, and she is delivering hunter boots that she bought for everybody for the trip because she heard that it was going to be rainy there. So she got hunter boots with each of their initials in like jewels, I think. It was just a very kind and sweet gesture. A sweet, sweet Sutton. We see Rinna in her room. She's ordering coffee, and then she calls Denise on the phone, and she goes, "How are you?" And Denise goes, "Oh, I'm just peachy." And she said, "Yeah, I'm wondering if we could talk." And Denise agrees to meet with her. God knows why. I don't think I would. And then we have Dorit calling Kyle, and I guess because of their little tiff, she would like to meet and talk with her too. So they agree to meet at a little cafe. Now we're in Denise's room, and Rinna comes over. And Denise said, "We've been friends, Lisa. I don't understand why you didn't tell me." And she goes, "Well, I just heard about it when we got here." And she goes, "Okay, but why wouldn't you just shoot me a text as a heads up? I would have done that for you." Yeah, I think a friend would have done that. Off camera. In Rinna's confessional, she said, "I don't feel bad about it because I think it was Teddy's job to tell her. Teddy's the one that got the information." Oh my God. They are really deciding to let Kyle totally off the hook here. What do you mean Teddy's the one that got the information? It was in Kyle's bedroom, and Kyle was sitting right next to her. So Teddy got the information at the same time Kyle did. They are just making Teddy the fall guy. And she's allowing it. So then Denise said, "But why did you keep egging her on, saying, say it, just say what it is? Because you knew what it was." Rinna goes, "Because it was already out there." No, not good enough. Anyway, Denise goes, "It's not out there. Rinna goes, "Oh, Denise, yes, it is." So now Rinna gets the story from Denise's side of things. She's like, "Just tell me. Just tell me so I can help you." Oh my God, she's evil. Lisa Rinna is evil. Tell me so I can help you? No thanks. Anyway, Denise tells her version of events. "I've only seen her a couple of times in my life," she said. "She wanted to do her podcast, and I told her I was out of town, so she asked if she could come there and interview me and the cast." Rinna asked, "How long was she there?" Denise goes, "I don't know. I think she stayed overnight." And Rinna said, "Have you called her?" And Denise said, "Oh God, no. I am going to have to handle it another way." Guess she means legally. So then she said, "I do not have an open marriage, and I did not cheat on my husband." Rinna, "Okay, so why do you think she said that?" And Denise goes, "I don't know. Well, I mean, maybe for shock value." Then she says, "Now for the part that upset all of you girls. I did not say those things about Teddy. Anything I felt about Teddy, I said to her face. I'm going to be super honest. Brandy said to me, I want to let you know what the ladies in the group are saying behind your back." Rinna goes, "So you talked to Brandy?" This is like another slip up on Denise's part. This is why it was so bad the night before that she was making these blanket statements of denial right across the board. She was denying things before she even knew what they were going to say. You know, had she thrown in some truths like, "Yes, I did talk to her before the party," or "Yes, this, but I didn't say that." You guys know what I mean. Like, it just seems so unbelievable to just across the board, "I never saw her. I don't know her. I didn't say anything. I've never said anything bad about any of you." That in and of itself is unbelievable. Now that she's trying to say, "Brandy told me you guys said things about me." Well, Denise, you can't do that. You claimed you only saw her twice in your whole life. You know? Like, I don't know. She did say I talked to her a couple times, but I don't know. It just, I feel like she's digging the hole deeper, you know? Because now if she wants to tell her side of the story, she's going to have to admit that last night she misspoke. And she's going to lose credibility. Lisa, of course, is now very suspicious. Denise is like, I just want to move on with everybody and have fun while we're here on this trip. Rinna goes, okay, well, I'm going to go rally everybody. I guess Lisa had rented a couple Ferraris and some other girls were going to go shopping. So she said, you know, if you want to go shopping with Sutton and the others, you can do that. If you want to come do the Ferraris with us, you can do that too. You know, it's up to you. Okay, so Teddy has decided to stay back at the hotel by herself. She's gonna, I'm gonna do some fitness things and then I'm gonna rest. So, which I think is for the best. She's pregnant and she did a lot the night before, so she's earned herself some rest. Now we are at lunch with Kyle and Dorit. They're meeting to kind of smooth things over from the night before. Dorit tells us in her confessional that she thinks that Kyle takes advantage of their friendship. We get a montage of a bunch of little tiffs, arguments, times that the two of them kind of butted heads. Then they talk about what happened the night before. She thought that Kyle made her seem like a diva. She's done that in the past. And she said, when you interrupted me, Kyle, you didn't let me finish, and it made it seem like I was heading in a different direction. That was insensitive to Denise. Dorit definitely feels like Kyle treats her differently than she treats the other ladies. I don't know if that's true. I think Kyle uses them for what she can. Right now, Teddy has been very useful. Teddy is helping the Denise takedown tremendously and allowing Kyle to not be the fall guy. See, Kyle had to be the fall guy with Lisa Vanderpump, right? It was her that went and talked to Lisa, and Kyle probably said, not this season, I'm not doing it. I still want Denise taken down and off the show, but it's gonna be somebody else that does it, not me. Teddy's stepping up to the plate. Side note, how is Kyle the leader of this show? I mean, sometimes I understand the head honcho, the prima donna of the show, like Bethany Frankel, like I got that. I understood it. She was sharp, quick, funny. But Kyle, I don't get it. Like with Teresa on New Jersey. How is she the prima donna? She can't string two sentences together. Is it because Andy likes her? I don't know. I really don't. But Teresa seems to be pretty untouchable, and so does Kyle. Anyway, Kyle really does apologize to Dorit, and Dorit accepts her apology. They talk about Brandy and whether she's telling the truth. Kyle says that she believes Brandy because Brandy was just in a lawsuit with Joanna Krupa from The Real Housewives of Miami. I don't know if you guys watched that. I liked that show. Anyway, I guess that ended with Brandy apologizing or something, but Kyle doesn't think that Brandy would put herself in another precarious situation legally. But isn't that kind of the problem with Brandy? That she can't control what comes out of her mouth? So while she might not want to be in another lawsuit, she might not be able to help herself. Her mouth gets her in trouble. Okay, so Denise decides to go driving the Ferraris with Erica, Lisa Rinna, and Garcelle. And she and Garcelle are going to be in the same car. Garcelle's going to drive. Denise believes that Garcelle is a true and loyal friend. That rings true. I haven't seen Garcelle any other way. This is her first season, but she does seem like a stand-up human being. In Garcelle's confessional, she said that Denise was there for her when she was going through her divorce, and I think they just, they have each other's backs. Okay, so Kyle, Dorit, and Sutton are the ones that are going shopping together. And of course they start at Dolce & Gabbana, because it's Sutton's friends. In her confessional, Sutton said, I told Mr. Dolce that I was going to Rome, and he said, well, you must do private shopping and bring the girls. So they did, and they met up with Mario, the VIP client representative. In Dorit's confessional, she said, first, she gives me a gorgeous handbag, then the rain boots, now this experience. Is she trying to buy her friendships? If she is, well, it's nice to have friends in high places. Okay, but maybe here's another thought. Maybe she's just a generous person, Dorit. I might be a little biased because she's my sweet, sweet Sutton and I love her to death. But she also doesn't strike me as the kind of person that's like insecure and trying to buy friends. She will speak her mind. She'll say whatever to whoever. I don't think she's lacking for friends and I don't think she cares. All right, so we're going back and forth between the shopping girls and the Ferrari girls. So now we're with the Ferrari girls, and they have driven to this place where they're going to do a wine tasting. It's this really cool wine cellar. It's 23 feet below the ground. It's like under the street, and it's a private little room where they have a great little table set up. It's pretty cool. Their sommelier, Monica, is there to start them off with first, I think, a white wine. And there's like little foods to have. She said, just to have with your wine. Don't worry about the pairings. Back to the shopping ladies. They're now sitting and having champagne. Kyle is buying a hat and shoes for $2,500. Sutton said, I'm just going to have them send some things to my hotel room because, as you know, I like to try things on in private. Ooh, too late, Sutton. We already saw that hideous pink blouse with the bow and those shorts. Oh, that was a rough intro to Sutton. I think it was episode 1 or 2. It was like the first time she had a scene. Dorit asks Kyle if she's ever gone into a store and not bought something. She said never. Back to the wine ladies. They move from a white to a rosé. Denise tells us she needs to learn how to say tequila in Italian. Denise doesn't fit in with these ladies at all. The way she eats, the way she dresses. I mean, she would fit in at my house. And I don't know if it's more like a Midwestern thing, but I understand it. I would be terrible on this show because I'm not sophisticated in the way I dress or the way I eat, or there's nothing about me that could hang with the very wealthy. So I always kind of feel Denise's pain a little bit. I also don't drink wine, so the wine tasting would not be great for me. Anyway, she's also not eating stuff like the squid or whatever they were being served because she's allergic. That's a nice way of saying, ew, I don't want this. But she is allergic to garlic, because then we get into that whole thing. We now find out that Tom is also allergic to garlic. Erica said that she's got to wash her mouth out with Listerine before she even kisses him if she's had garlic. Erica's like, I said, I brushed my teeth. And he said, it's coming out of your pores. In her confessional, Erica said, everybody thinks I'm the diva. Thomas Vincent Girardi is the biggest diva known to man. Good to know. Hey, do you guys remember like Erica's first season when she had the ladies over to meet Tom for the first time? He was scary. I almost forgot about that because I think Tom is like a little sweetie pie, but he wasn't that night. And Erica was so subservient. Wow, I'm going to have to play that back again and see if I can remember where it was. If I find it, don't count on this, but if I find it, I'll put it up here. But yeah, I mean, he's never been portrayed that way again. Anyway, now the talk has turned to tempers. Denise said that her dad was always calm, but then when he would get mad, it was like, whoa. And Garcelle, I think Garcelle said that you're like him. And then she said, yeah, I felt like we got a taste of that last night. So then Denise said, well, I find that some of the women in this group, it's almost like they want chaos around them. Sometimes it's even hard to talk about certain things because then when we start to tell each other how we feel, then halfway through a sentence, someone else is coming at you and someone else and someone else. And it's like, it's hard to keep track of who's mad at what and how to resolve the whole thing, you know, when it's everything at once. I understand how she felt that night before because everybody was kind of coming at her with different questions. And then you could see her just like deer in the headlights looking at trying to answer everybody and also probably trying to like think on her feet to how can I get out of this. Yeah, it was uncomfortable. As a viewer, it wasn't particularly fun to watch either. So Erica said, well, that's why you just have to tell your truth and what you believe in. My point of view is we're all adults and we can all defend ourselves. And Denise said, so you're upset with Aaron? And Erica said, I didn't like the way he spoke to us at Sutton's, yeah. Okay, I agree he wasn't great at Sutton's, you know, with the, yeah, do you really want to go there? But he was on the defense there. You guys came at him at Sutton's party. I think what you really weren't happy with was at Kyle's barbecue when he put himself in the middle of your discussion as a way of supporting Denise, which I think, this is just my opinion, I think a husband can support his wife in a different way without attacking her friends for her. Like, let me handle this, honey. You just sit back and, you know. I just felt like he has a real complex where he's the man and he will take care of everything. I don't love that. So Erica said, it's hard when husbands get involved. We've had that happen before. Cue the flashback of PK coming at Erica. Denise ends up apologizing on Aaron's behalf. And then she said he would never want to be hurtful or condescending. Debatable. Erica accepts her apology, appreciates it, I believe. She said, you know what, I moved on, and I consider Dorit and PK to be my very good friends now. So I know I can do it again, and this is not an issue anymore. And then Garcelle announces that she's tipsy, and everyone laughs, and it kind of diffuses the air in the room a little bit. Okay, now all the ladies are in their rooms getting ready for dinner tonight. I love Dorit's look. I am loving Dorit's fashion, you guys. Like in a non-sarcastic way. I just really do like it. And Erica's look. They actually have similar hair tonight. Erica, I would say, is a bit more Marilyn Monroe. Dorit looks a little more like Bridget Bardot. Okay, all the ladies are down in the lobby waiting on Dorit. She's 40 minutes late. Garcelle's like, it better be worth it. Then she shows up in Versace. And Garcelle goes, I'm not sure it was worth the wait. Oh, but I think it was. She looks so good. In Kyle's confessional, she goes, if I find out she's keeping us waiting because she's doing a photo shoot in her room, I'm gonna lose it. She was. She looks so good, though. Okay, so the restaurant is nice. Everyone is seated at the table. Drinks are ordered. Small talk. They're comparing notes on how they spent their day. The shopping ladies are talking about how awesome it was at Dolce & Gabbana. I guess Sutton had a little hissy fit in there, though. Yes, we did not know that until this little flashback. She didn't want to try on clothes, maybe because she's gained a few pounds and everything was feeling tight. I'm not entirely sure, but she had Mario scared, I think. Sutton said, I just like to shop alone. And most of the ladies agreed. I do too. If I could do a poll question, I'd ask, leave me a comment down below. Do you guys prefer shopping with friends or your significant other? Or do you like to get opinions from other people while you're shopping? Or do you like to shop alone? I'm a shop alone girl. I want to decide how I feel in this, you know? But let me know what you guys prefer. They start talking about Lisa Rinna and her Instagram account and how she's always dancing. Someone brings up her dancing in her underwear. And she just said that, you know, she doesn't care. She does the whole dancing thing for Lois because her mom has an Instagram account, so she gets to see it all. She gets to see Lisa and the girls, and she loves it. Lois loves it. So in Garcelle's confessional, she said, the dancing on Instagram, I think it's great for her. But the dancing nearly naked isn't a choice I would make if my daughter had body issues. I don't know. I love you, Garcelle, but I think that's a little unfair, maybe. This is Lisa's body. According to her, she eats healthy and she's got good genes, good metabolism, I guess. So I don't know that it's fair to say that she shouldn't show off her body if she wants to. I'm also not entirely sure it's correct to say that Amelia has body issues. She has anorexia, and often that's control issues. Yes, it goes hand in hand with body dysmorphia, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Personally, I think I would only have a problem if Lisa had bad, like, dieting habits or something, you know, where she was starving herself. That I would have a problem with. But I don't know that to be true. All right, so now the Ferrari girls talk about how they spent their day and what that was like. And Erica mentions that Denise apologized on Aaron's behalf. And Denise said, he likes each and every one of you. He didn't have any negative intention toward anyone. In Teddy's confession cam, she's calling BS. But she is so crabby and angry. Can't you cut Denise some slack, Teddy? I don't know. Maybe it's because her hormones are crazy right now. Anyway, back at the table, Denise is digging a hole deeper and deeper. Oh, at home, I'm going, no, Denise, no, abort, abort. She's like, next time you all see Aaron, I can have him apologize to you in person for you perceiving his intentions as anything other than just trying to diffuse the situation and move on from it. No, he was a dick. He was not trying to move on from any situation. He was defending you by trying to make the others feel ashamed of their actions, like the adult conversation they were having in front of your kids. Denise, there was no diffusing going on there. And then in her own confessional, Denise said, after the way these ladies are treating me here in Rome, they are not getting an apology. Aaron will probably say, F them. Yeah, he probably will. Now Kyle says to Denise, you know, last night gave me so much anxiety that I cried. Sorry. So it should definitely not be anything that makes you feel like nervous. And Denise goes, I'm not nervous. I felt unwelcomed. How could I not? I was in the hot seat last night. So Sutton now brings up the fact that she heard the story about Denise and Brandy 2 years ago. I'm sorry, 2 years ago? Allegedly, it just happened 6 months ago. Brandy doesn't even claim to have had sex with Denise before the podcast. And Denise told us that podcast was 6 months ago. So now that Sutton heard rumors 2 years ago, now I don't believe any of it. I'm way more skeptical that anything happened. In fact, honestly, you guys, the only reason I kind of think something happened has nothing to do with Brandy and what she said. It's because of the things Denise is saying. That more than anything makes me think it's probably possible. Again, nobody really cares about that part. Consenting adults, A-okay. Don't love cheating on your marriage. Don't love that. But even that doesn't concern me. I just think it's not cool. This next little exchange is pretty interesting because Rinna, I think, is trying to get herself off the hook from earlier when Denise said, why didn't you tell me, Lisa? We were friends. Even though in Lisa's confessional, she said, I don't feel guilty about it at all. It should have been Teddy that told her. I think she does feel guilty about it. Teddy's not her friend, you are. And it doesn't matter that Teddy's the one that heard the information. A friend would give a friend a heads up. So to alleviate that guilt, she's now calling Sutton out for not telling Denise last night that she also heard that story. But guess what, Rinna? Sutton did tell her. I love it. Denise corroborates that. Yep, she did. I thought it was crazy. It was ridiculous. Now, sad sack Teddy, the saddest pregnant woman ever. I guess the nap didn't help very much. Teddy says, I don't know Brandy Glanville very well, but I don't know you very well either, Denise. I'm uncomfortable. When is Teddy comfortable? Denise, I don't know her very well either, but I will tell you how I met her. I got a call from a mutual branding agent that works for her. He said that she wants to meet you. Can we go for drinks or something? And I said, sure, I'll meet her. So now Denise is admitting that she talked to Brandy before Kyle's party. Denise, you shouldn't have lied about that last night. Anyway, she said that Brandy said that she has someone feeding her information and like she knew all about Santa Barbara, even stuff that Denise didn't know. And she shared a lot of personal information about people in this group, stuff that I'm not going to repeat. Okay, Brandy's been being fed information from somebody who knows what happened in Santa Barbara, even things Denise didn't know about, and she's got a lot of information about these ladies. Now, I don't want to start a false rumor, but could it be Kim Richards? I'm just trying to think of what connection Brandy has to this group of ladies, and it's Kim. She's still friends with Kim Richards. Kim is Kyle's sister. And how interesting that they are trying to take down Denise. I don't know. Just trying to put some pieces together, and there are just some things that feel a little suspect to me. I mean, I will say this. Denise is grasping at straws right now, and she could just be lying her ass off. That's also possible. Because Erica said, honey, if you have something to say that's bad, after what was said about you last night, you should just do it. Let it out. And Denise goes, no. You know why? There's a line. And by the way, Brandy said that she had sex with every single woman she's ever come in contact with. Jeez. I hope I never meet her in real life, including some of the women in this group. Dorit laughs, and Denise goes, I'm not joking. Sweetie, you're not helping me help your case. Why wouldn't you have laughed off what they said last night then and said, Brandy, she said the same thing about a couple of you guys too. This feels like somebody who spent the night thinking about how she's going to reply to things, talked to somebody who advised her it would be better if you stayed, don't fly home, you know, all these kind of things. Face it and tell your side of it, otherwise it's going to look even worse for you. I think that somebody advised her all night long, and I think they may have cooked up this little story. Let's muddy the waters with rumors about her sleeping with some of you guys too. So then the rumor becomes, Brandy said she slept with Kyle, Denise, and Erica. Then Denise is just one of the women that Brandy claims to have slept with. It certainly discredits Brandy, but it's just so unbelievable. And no one is believing Denise. Right to her face, they say, well, then why didn't you say this last night? Denise goes, I'm not lying. And then Rinna. This is just so dumb. Well, actually, let me just say this. Before that, Kyle looks around the room, and then she looks at Rinna, and she goes, well, that would just have to be you or me. So Kyle's done some kind of fast math in her head, figuring that Brandy hadn't met any of the others. I don't know. So that just left her and Lisa Rinna. So now Rinna has decided the best defense is an offense, and now she's completely angry about the accusation. No, Denise, I don't think Brandy Glanville has ever said that she had sex with me. So don't even put that out there. And guess what, guys? We are continued yet again. To be continued. So crazy. That is where this episode ends. What do you think? I don't know. I don't know what to think, but I want to hear from you guys. Leave a comment. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I will be back next week with the next recap of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And I hope you join me. Please stay safe by washing your hands and wearing a mask when you are out in public. Love you guys. See you next week. Bye.